Hey, everybody, that's a Steelers fan. Welcome in.
Here's the thing, right? So we talked about this. It's a win-lose situation, right? Like, I was tempted to pick the Patriots, right? But just because we were underdogs, I said no. The Steelers are a team where it's like, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. If I pick them and they lose, I look like an idiot. If I pick against them and they somehow win against a good team,
then we get destroyed.
We get destroyed. So it's like, I picked them to win this game, and look what happens.
Exactly. So this is what I see, to be honest. This is the same old Steelers from last year.
Oh, so that's what's all being talked about. People were
really?
saying, was Big Ben the issue? We're doing the same stupid check down plays over and over again.
I'd be lying if I said that didn't run through my head yesterday, because it did. It definitely did. What do you think, Frank?
My thing is, after that first interception that Trubisky threw, he felt scared to throw over the middle of the field. I don't know if you noticed it.
That's the
He
thing.
seemed very hesitant to throw the
We
ball.
have the
more than
weapons.
he was out
Deontay
there.
Johnson can make plays. Chase Claypool can make plays. George Pickens is being held back. That dude could be a dog out there. He's being held back.
2 catches for like 22 yards in 2 games.
Mitch was making bad passes out there. That one interception right over the middle of the field where it got tipped.
That was
A bad pass.
Hey,
that
everybody-
was the worst pass I've seen.
Everybody that was excited for your boy Mitch Trubisky.
Well, that's all it took.
I warned you. I warned
That's
you.
all it took is one game.
Yep.
Because now Kenny Pickett talks are rolling in now.
Yep.
Kenny Pickett, bring him in. That's all I'm seeing.
Which it's a Thursday game.
It's
They're
not
not
gonna
gonna
happen.
bring it.
It's
They're
against
against
the
the
Jets.
Jets. Do it against the Jets.
Which
If
is
they
week
don't
4.
do it,
Is
I'll be
Jets week
concerned.
4? Jets
4 or
week
5.
Yeah, but what's going to happen against the? Well, anyways, okay. So let's stick with the Patriots game
Yeah, it's
for a
week
second
4.
here for a second.
Yeah.
Thinking about it early as soon as the Patriots had their first drive, it clicked in my head. The Patriots have the perfect scheme to beat the Steelers. They run slant routes, short routes across the field. They don't let the pass rush get in. That's the perfect scheme to beat the Steelers. And it clicked in my head like, wow, this is stupid that I thought the Steelers are going to win this. There was someone wide open every time across the middle.
If
5
there
yards.
is one word that describes the Patriots offense, it's patient.
They're-
They throw 3 or 4 yards every play. They get the catch, and when they have a second and like third or second and 2, we saw what happened. 55-plus yard play to, which to be fair, very very good catch. I'm not going to hold that back.
Nah,
Well, here's the
But
thing.
Ahkello
It's
Weatherspoon,
a shame. We
turn
can't-
around and play the ball.
Yeah, he sucks. He should be cut. I told against the Bengals, I said he sucked. This game, you suck. You need to be gone.
He's not.
He's
good.
bad. And
He's
again, we
trash.
kind of gave the Patriots this when you think about it. There was that Moss catch, boom, 7 points, and then the punt fumble. Pretty much gave him another 7 points.
I just
Gunner
don't think
got
he's
paid
good
off.
enough to be like a top cornerback on a team. I feel like he's fine to be in like a number 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Personally, I feel like I don't want to overreact.
Who
on
would
Ahkello
you say
Witherspoon.
is
I mean,
number
like-
1 on the Steelers, though? Is there even a
Well,
number
that's
one?
why I think it's like
Sutton probably.
It's probably Cam
But
Sutton.
but see, I can't say it's Sutton because Sutton to me is a slot corner, and they continue to put him on the outside.
Well, we don't have a number 1 corner.
I'm not saying
You
you
know,
do.
we don't
But what
ha-
I'm saying is you don't put a guy that's 5'10" outside, and Mike Tomlin refuses to see that that's a problem.
yeah, the thing though is the outside hasn't been the issue at all with the Pittsburgh.
And the
Steelers.
inside.
But what I'm saying is if you continue to put a 5'10" corner on the outside, what are they going to do with these 6'1", 6'2" receivers? Oh, I could put him there. Oh, we could just literally flip the play and put him right there. It's a matchup issue, and it happens every game. I've seen it multiple times.
Yeah, and we definitely saw T.J. Watt not being there, the impact.
Yeah.
No sacks
Nope.
the entire game.
Yep.
And he was pressured 3 times.
I do again want to credit the Patriots offense for that. I think they're really good at just getting the ball off fast.
They do get
Not
it off.
saying
they
that
do
TJ
get it off
Watt,
fast.
TJ
but
Watt would have
man,
had an impact.
T.J. Watt gets in there pretty fast.
I was
going
to say if
so,
T.J. Watt was in that game, I think. there
I'm
would've
just
been
saying,
2
like, the
sacks.
Patriots out of all teams are one of those teams where I feel like they have a good game plan to take a player like that away as much as possible. But, like, whatever. The game's over. It's neither here nor there. They won. And it's not the defense. Like, we're talking about the defense right now. That's not exactly the
defense
issue.
deserves better.
It's frustrating. Again, it's frustrating. It's the same thing. It was the same thing last year. It's these 5-yard dump-off passes. Their DBs are backed off. I don't know if they just don't have confidence or if that's the scheme that they're throwing out there so they don't get beat over the top
Just
because
have
they're scared.
confidence in your receivers, man. There's so many one-on-ones. Patriots don't have a good secondary.
Right. They're targeting these linebackers in the middle of the field, and there's just somebody wide
Miles
open. That's
Jack
the
is
frustrating
covering
thing.
people in the slot for some reason. You know,
Yeah,
it's who he did good.
say.
He had 13 tackles. You know,
It's
Miles Jack, I love Miles Jack, man.
Yeah.
The only issue with Miles Jack coming in is can he stay healthy or not? And if he can stay healthy, he's going to be one of the better middle linebackers in the whole NFL. I love that pickup.
Speaking of middle linebackers, Devin Bush went from impressing us to absolutely being invisible and doing nothing.
I don't think I've seen him one time.
I was going to say, again, he hasn't impressed me since before his ACL out there, even against the Bengals.
And I'm not going to hold that against him because, like, coming back from
but he
ACL
doesn't
tear.
seem like he wants to be good at it. He has like a I don't care mentality.
You know what, though? Here's what it reminds me of. The Pirates when September comes around.
Oh, my gosh.
Nobody cares. Devin Bush is on a ironically, Devin Bush is what on his? They declined his 5th year option,
he's gone.
so
He's gone.
He's on his last year. He's like,
He doesn't have a good mentality.
they must
They're
just not want me because Miles Jack is here.
I don't think any team's going to pay him. So, like,
Oh heck no.
you might be like
He'll
Terrell
get picked
Edmonds,
up
maybe.
somewhere,
He
but-
might be like Terrell Edmonds. The Steelers might like. I don't know. Probably not.
No.
Whatever.
He didn't-
Squad.
Najee did not have a great run
All right,
game. 15
I-
carries for 49 yards. But
I want to throw something out there, and I
Yeah.
don't want to have like an overreaction or anything like that. I feel like soon people are going to start questioning Najee Harris. I have that feeling, and I'm not saying it's very hard. I don't want to blame anything on him because it's very hard to tell with a bad offensive line. But like last night, we're watching the Packers versus Bears game, and the Bears do not have a good offensive line. The Packers' defensive line is great. Rashawn Gary and all those guys, and there were just
The Packers' offensive line's not
no,
bad.
I'm talking about
It's
the Bears'
just,
offensive line.
Oh, you're
I'm
talking about
talking
yeah,
what
you said
David
Packers.
Montgomery was able to do with not much to work with at times
Dude, his vision,
was incredible.
You were saying it last night. His vision's insane.
That's something that like I said, I don't want to knock Najee Harris. It's hard to do that, but I mean, I haven't seen him break anything.
I mean,
so there's gonna
yeah.
be questions. I'm telling you right now. I'm starting to question it myself.
There is, but you need to hop off on that a little bit.
Gonna say
Like,
his-
I just
he
wanna
led-
throw it out
He
there.
led in yards after breaking tackles last year after contact.
I
So,
definitely
like,
understand
and with
that.
that offensive line, like you're the first one to say like any running back can do it behind a good offensive line, and he's getting over 1,000 yards last year. with
But
that
here's the
offensive
thing.
I know.
Only
That's why I don't want to
so, like-
overreact too much.
Here's the thing, though. The great running backs can do it behind anybody.
and hey, we're seeing Jonathan Taylor not really do it this year.
Well, he did a week
But
one.
that-
he did a
but-
week one. Last
see,
week,
here's
I mean,
the
this
other
week, no, he didn't do it.
Here's
but
the other thing. In the past two, I mean, week one, yeah, we saw it, but I think that's week one. Week two, though, you have no Alec Pierce, no Michael Pittman. All the Jaguars had to do was go 8-man front every play.
yeah, I just want to throw it out there because
I don't
if
know.
this continues, this is gonna be brought up.
People
I'm-
are gonna bring it up. I know,
Yeah, but
because
he
it's all
didn't
about.
and
Average
I'm
receiving
just
yards,
saying
though.
right now, it is in the back
bullshit.
of my head now a little
I
bit.
still think his foot's messed up. I don't think he's 100% healthy.
He's not. He's
I hope
not.
that's the case. I know.
Jalen Ward, that's the name, Jalen Ward.
Jalen Warren, the way
didn't.
he hits the hole though is incredible.
He didn't have a
It
good
is,
game
but he
either,
just
though.
hits a wall as soon as he hits that hole.
It's
But
like
yes.
as soon as he gets the ball, he's 5 yards down the field already.
I mean, he only had 15
Like, it's-
yards.
I was
so,
gonna
like,
say,
let's
he
not
only-
get too crazy here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he didn't
I
have
know.
a good game either.
He impresses me though whenever he runs the ball. I love how he runs the ball. Even if he is running into a wall, he's running into a wall hard, and a lot of times he's
But how
falling
long is that
forward.
gonna last?
I don't know. I mean, well, it'll last a while if he's only getting like 5 carries a game.
Yeah.
But I don't know. There's just something about him that I really like. Like he's
But Najee, he did have 40 yards receiving too. So
Yeah.
Now here's my question, and
And also, how much do you want them to do too when their offense is only out there for like 3 minutes?
Yeah.
I mean, no,
The whole
you're
game.
right. I know, but I'm
And
just
nothing's
like
working.
I just
Yeah.
haven't seen anything impressive from him.
so
What have you
here-
seen from the whole offense?
Deontay Johnson and Chase Claypool have looked pretty good, to be fair. I feel like
No, they're not getting the
I would
ball.
say like they have definitely impressed me.
And for what it's
Yeah.
worth, Pickens has been getting open. But here's my
He's just not gonna see the
number
ball a lot. He's a
one question. You have a short week coming up here. You have an injured Najee Harris. You've seen what Jalen Warren can do.
was he actually like? Well, can you rule him injured if he's playing? If he played all last game,
He's
he's gonna
not.
come in on Thursday.
Let's be real.
No,
Let's be real.
because if
At
you are
any
out there, you're
given
out there.
point-
But
At any given point,
you
in
could
the
say he's
season-
banged up.
Yeah, he's banged up. Okay, he's banged up. You have a short week here. Do you give him a break on Thursday?
No.
Put in
I don't-
Jalen Warren.
no.
not
And
against a
here's why,
division.
here's
Not
why,
against a
because if
divisional
after
opponent.
you give him this week, okay? You give him this week. You give him Thursday. Then you have 10 days for that foot to heal and for that injury to kind of heal up a bit more.
No, they do not rest him against the Browns.
So that's the thing though. It's against the Browns, and the game matters
And
that
we
much.
are
more
number
'cause-
one in the division right now, so we can't.
But
be
we're
like-
all tied in the division.
Yeah, I
Are we
mean,
not?
but it,
Yeah, but
Yeah, but the Browns, the
Bengals
Browns is a
actually know.
rivalry. We have the potential to beat them, and if we need everything we got, so we're we're already down T.J.
Well,
Watt
then
on
if
defense.
we need everything we got, put Kenny Pickett in on a short week. Who cares?
Well, no, because you do care.
you
That's
don't
the
want
thing.
to
You don't want to say
in
who
like
cares.
that, don't you? You want to have them at least a full week of preparation with a starting
Yeah.
offense in camp.
I put them in against the Jets. That's what they need to
Well,
do.
I don't know.
Okay, so like honestly, after watching this game, and watching other teams, I mean, I don't know how you guys felt about the Steelers this season. Like, there's no way they win a Super Bowl.
Oh,
There's no
Not off-
chance
no,
they win a
against
Super
teams
Bowl.
like the
in my
Chiefs, the
opinion.
Chargers.
Like realistically,
It is week 2, so it's not, but the
I
way
know,
they're
but
playing,
that
The
offense
only
is not
way,
gonna-
I'll just say the only
TJ Watt
way.
comes back and they go havoc on defense, maybe, or Kenny Pickett goes in there.
I was
He
gonna say-
starts to ball out. They go down the
Yeah.
field.
That's the
Like,
only way.
there
If
is
they
a
don't start
shot.
going down the field, Matt Canada needs to go because if that's like his play call,
He's on the chopping block right
then-
now. People are talking about it. I've seen
Yeah.
a couple polls getting posted saying should Canada get fired, and it's like 82%.
because the whole thing was, Ben's
Wow.
not mobile. That's why we're doing all these check downs. Well, Ben's gone.
Yeah.
We're still doing it.
But then everybody's going to defend him and say, oh, you can only do so much with the offensive line. Well, look what the offensive line that you guys built throughout the offseason. You did a terrible job. They did a terrible job.
Yeah.
They did a really bad job. They're overpaying players that don't deserve it.
I saw a tweet yesterday where somebody said something. You know, we may have all hated Todd Haley, but he still ended up putting up 30 points a game for the defense.
Yeah, I've
Well,
seen,
Ben
I've
hated
seen
Tom
that
Haley,
too.
right?
But again, we had like the best offensive line in football. We had AB, Le'Veon Bell. It's like a
Yeah, I know. But then again, like you think about it now. I mean, we just
looking
don't
back.
have the quarterback right
Looking
now.
back, yeah, we just give us Todd Haley back. But
man.
like again, that was a completely different offense then.
Oh, man, Mitch Trubisky stinks, everybody. I warned y'all. I'm just saying, he stinks. He has
But
no
it-
business
that
being a
doesn't stink
starter.
because of Canada, though. That's the thing we have to
No.
realize. That's the thing we have
No,
to
because
understand.
like if you had Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes back there, they're not going to be doing the same thing Mitch did. They're going to
I don't think so.
no, they're gonna
Really? You don't
make it
think
work.
so?
I really don't. I
No.
really don't.
The only argument
Maybe
is to
so.
see what's going on with Joe Burrow, and he's struggling because their offensive line.
struggling.
Yeah,
That's
but
an
we
understatement.
haven't seen Joe Burrow more than what, a year and a half.
Right.
Like that could have been
I-
could have been a fluke Super Bowl thing,
I
which
will
I don't think
say
it personally was, but
teams now have film on Joe Burrow. They didn't have it after year one because of the ACL injury or whatever it was.
It's just the offensive
and
line.
that definitely plays a factor. Yes,
It does, because then you have the whole year where like, hey, nobody really
he's
saw
gotten
you
sacked
play.
13 times in 2 games. What are you gonna do with that?
yeah.
Let's look forward real quick to the Browns game. What are our expectations? Short week, Thursday
No,
night
again,
football.
the Steelers are a team. I never know who to pick. I don't because they can still come. They could come out and look like, wow, okay, they did that.
I legitimately
I don't know.
think that
I don't know who to pick.
I
with them.
legitimately think Mitch Trubisky gets injured this game.
Legitimate.
I think Myles Garrett just literally
Oh,
powered
gosh,
over the
yeah, Myles-
offensive line.
We don't like Myles Garrett when it comes to our quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying?
and if it's not Myles Garrett, it's probably Clowney. So
Hey, the only way that the Steelers beat the Browns is to shut down the run game, which is extremely difficult
yeah,
to do.
I forgot about the run game. Yeah,
That's
yeah, dude, that's
if the Steelers don't stack the box every single play, we're screwed.
And then
'Cause
I'll tell you
Brissett's not
what.
going to throw the ball.
I tell you, he might though because Cooper actually looked really good in week 2. I don't know if
He did.
anybody's
Oh
seen
yeah,
it.
he had over 100 yards.
and your
Yeah.
receivers don't look good too against the Steelers secondary.
Right.
And
Well,
against
that's what I'm
the-
We
saying.
made the
against the
Patriots
Jets, keep in
receiving
mind.
core look good.
So it's
like,
not just the run game. I think containing him could be an issue from what we've seen so far this season.
You know what though, too? Browns are coming off an emotional loss yesterday.
That is the other thing too. They did lose.
It's not going to be fun.
They did lose. Hopefully that's mentally draining for them. They just all give up. We could
But
just
I don't know. The Patriots had 2 receivers get pretty much 100 yards on us. So I mean,
Yeah. I mean, you're not wrong. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll
bring Ben back. I think you're gonna see a lot of memes of Big Ben coming back in for this game. They're like, bring Ben in for this Cleveland game. You're gonna see a lot of memes of that. I feel.
Say if
especially after Joe Flacco got a dub too.
that's what I'm saying, dude. If the defense can't stop the run game and our offense can't get going,
Yeah, we're screwed.
So the
No
run
win.
game wasn't an issue this game. I don't. The run game wasn't
They
even
had
an
over,
issue.
Well-
they had over 100 yards between Stevenson and.
Okay.
I was
I
gonna say they
mean,
did have a good
But
amount of
that's
run.
not
running on us.
necessarily.
It's not as bad because
you
we're
don't
used.
want just one guy getting over 100 yards.
You don't want 2 guys getting over 100 yards
say there's
either.
But
Look
here's
at-
the thing: if the other guy's getting
From what
a
we
set
were
amount of
used
yards.
And
to,
Stevenson like ran down our
passing
throat at the end to just lock the game up. It's like
Yeah.
but
I'm
like,
just from what we were used to last season. That was that was like beyond terrible. And then like the Steelers did an alright job with Joe
That's
Mixon.
how we're going to be looking at it then. Is like, oh, last year we were giving up 200 yards a game. So, yeah, we're giving up 120 now. Oh, that's better.
Right.
That's not good.
And that's exactly what we were saying whenever the Steelers had
Yeah,
that
I
field
know.
goal drive.
Yeah, I know.
It was, Joe's like, hey, that was a decent drive. I was like, no. I was like, if we're calling that a decent drive, that means we're in big trouble.
Yeah.
We're in big, because if you're thinking of the Bills or the Chiefs or like any of these like good offenses, no fan ever is going to say, well, that was a good drive. They got a field goal.
Yeah.
That's what we're settling for here now. It's a scary thing.
I'm worried about Nick Chubb getting over 100 rushing yards and Kareem Hunt with 90 right behind him. Like,
I mean, it's gonna happen.
well,
It's a short week. It's gonna
Then we
happen.
lose.
I'm
Then
resigning
we
myself
lose.
for it to happen 3 days early.
if from what we've seen, it's most likely going to
But
happen unless they
The
scheme against it.
Steelers are very good against Cleveland,
Yeah,
and they're facing a backup quarterback.
You also got to think when we have Ben in there.
and T.J. Watt's not here.
That is with
gone.
Ben.
Ben owned the Browns.
Yeah, you're right. But
He's
Ben
gone.
and the Steelers have been with each other for a long time, so I consider that the Steelers also.
Kinda
You know what I
sad,
mean?
Ben.
But hey, we'll see. We'll break that game down a little bit more. Let us know if you're a Steelers fan. Like, what are your honest thoughts about the game and maybe for this upcoming game and for the rest of the season? I love to hear it. Go down to the comments, subscribe, and we will see you tomorrow with another video. Have a great day, everybody.